And spawning in the top left-hand corner of Winter Madness, we have the Danish Protoss player. We have the blue Protoss representing Storm Gaming. It is MaxPax. And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner, we have the South Korean Terran player, the red Terran representing Shopify. It is ByuN. Here we go again. Cristiano, he had a very rough mid-game here, trying to break the third base and break the fourth base, and struggling to do so on Winter Madness. We do expect to see MaxPax be more aggressive earlier on. He can be a very intense player with a 3-gate blink and 4-gate blink stalkers. That's kind of what we're expecting out of MaxPax. But it's going to be a little bit more difficult here for ByuN to turtle up, so much so that ByuN does actually often all-in. He often does all-in against players like MaxPax, Hero, Classic. Against the top Protoss players, ByuN does often adjust his style and goes more aggressive, and you can see it here already. Double gas opener out of ByuN and going for a faster factory, going for a delayed expansion instead. So ByuN does mix things up, and we'll see what he brings to the table. Shall see. As we have our initial setup, MaxPax, he doesn't go further into confirm, as he doesn't want to get caught out by the SCV. Oh, Jesus. Doesn't want to get caught out. Factory is being thrown down, and MaxPax pulls away. For all he knows, it could be a CC further back in the main. Now he pulls away. And from here we can settle in. Technically, as we load into game 1, we could see Stargate play to MaxPax. I know that MaxPax has been very vocal about not really enjoying Stargate play and Stargate openers in TVP. So there's less of a chance of that happening. I want to say he does mix it in every now and then, but not too often. As we have our Twilight Council opener, we have a tech of choice. Heading into Blink. Once again, there are a variety of builds we can go for when it comes to earlier robos, going for charge-based openers, Stargate play as well. MaxPax, he isn't really that diverse when it comes to his build choices, but what he does do well, though, are Blink Stalkers, right? Blink Stalker aggression has some of the best control out there, some of the best aggression. That's where MaxPax does thrive, coming in towards the mid-game. ByuN is getting to zone 111. Reapers they poke in. Pokes in, pulls away. I believe ByuN, he did not confirm the tech of choice. He's not fully aware yet. He can assume it's going to be Blink, that is true, but how many gateways? Is it going to be 2, 3, or 4 gate Blink Stalker? It's going to be on ByuN to confirm the timing of the expansion and try to get a read on how many gateways there are. It says that add-on swap. Again, early starport. Going into early Banshee. This is some of the earliest cloak Banshee you can go for. Again, ByuN doesn't even have his natural up and running. That's how fast this is. So Banshees are amassing, and MaxPax is playing safe, going for the robo. Oof. Again, it's not uncommon, especially on this map, to see 2-gate blink. 2-gate blink into a third, which I imagine ByuN is hoping for. I'm sure he's hoping that MaxPax is cutting corners and being economic. We can see that MaxPax is playing safe. Playing very, very safe here. Throwing down 2 more. Sorry, I say safe. I have to use my own words. Not safe. He's being aggressive. Jesus. We have 4 gates. 4 gateways on the way. 4-gate blink out of MaxPax. Hyper aggression out of our Protoss player. He's got the robo. He has high ground vision. He has the prism and can, of course, get the observer out as well. He has access to the observer. This is not a 2-base all-in. MaxPax, he will expand, but this will still be hyper aggressive. Here comes a prism. Here comes the move out. MaxPax is pushing across the map. ByuN back at home, he's none the wiser. ByuN is working with very incomplete information. Bunkers on the way to natural, and hopefully he pulls away in time. He does pull back. Bunker is almost done. MaxPax going for another warp in. Again, warping in 4 Stalkers at a time. He's got 8 Stalkers. 11 even. And the bunker is going to fall. Again, there's a tank further back. No repair. Bunker does go down. And MaxPax can rotate. Second tank does siege up. Does siege up in time. So far, ByuN is holding on. He's trying to at least. MaxPax dropping into the mineral line and transitioning behind this. We have the charge on the way. Forge as well for +1. Do we go for the warp in? Not quite, but for Stalkers, they can one-shot SCVs. They can, they will. 2, 3, 4 SCV kills. Getting up to 6. Oh my god. 6 SCVs go down. At the same time, Banshees, they do hit across the map. There is an observer, though. Despite that, 2 Banshees, they one-shot probes. And we have a bit of a back and forth. ByuN bleeding out SCVs. MaxPax bleeding out probes. That's MaxPax. He wants those Banshees. He wants them. He gets them. Gets 1. And gets 2. Massive pickups here. Better pickup here or better start for MaxPax. Now we can focus on the aggression. Now there's nothing to keep him busy back at home. So we can once again move out. ByuN building up with a stim. And it's going to be on MaxPax to contain. Does spot the Reapers. Yeah, Reapers are spotted. And they should be hunted down. There's a blink. Oh, barely not in time. Reapers, they slip away. They drag the army back home. Dragging the army back. Distracting MaxPax. Allowing for the bio army to get up and running. Still no stim. But for the most part, ByuN is secure. Here comes the move out. The army does break out to expand. As ByuN moves out, MaxPax getting ready to move in. Charge is done. Here come the Zealots. Warping in charge, lost MaxPax claiming a 4th base. And ideally, MaxPax actually wants to wait for a distraction. You can see the observers on the main army, so he sees. He sees, he knows. ByuN starts to activate his army. There's the mass on siege. ByuN moves out. As he moves out, MaxPax he moves in. Tells move to the natural. First tank under fire. Thankfully, ByuN has some reinforcements. Nice Vulcan here on the Warp Prism. And does get zoned away. Yeah, it does get zoned back. Oh my god. Baits out the mine shots. Takes out one of the tanks. And ByuN is being contained. Oh. Nice dodge. ByuN still trying to claim his 3rd base. MaxPax is here to punish him. He's got 3 storms in the chamber. He's got 3 storms. Has charge. Has eyes on the army the entire time. MaxPax diving in. Gets 1. Gets 1. Gets both tanks. That storm's going to be coming in. And ByuN is being zoned away here. Another massive storm. High Templar there of extend. Okay. High Templar go down. That's 4 Templar falling. And messy aggression there from MaxPax. He gets punished and ByuN holds. Whew. ByuN, he does hold on. Did cost him all the tanks. But there he got 4 High Templar. At the same time, Max actually misses opportunity. The time would have been to go into the natural in that moment. But he did miss it. And with that, ByuN expands. He has a 5 for it, but he does claim his 3rd. So ByuN, he's kind of gotten over that first big hurdle. Claim the 3rd base. Next one is claim the 4th. Your MaxPax is already on 90 probes, taking his gases, building up into a greater composition here. Stalkers, Colossus, High Templar, Storm. Once again, the biggest concern here for MaxPax is going to be the 4th CC. The Observer does scout the command center. Also scouts the Vikings and Ghosts. Yo, the MVP Observer, like, it's been here the entire game. Sees everything, Pappy. As MaxPax is almost maxed out. It does see an opening, and bearing in mind there are no more tanks. Oh, does get hit by the EMP. Nice Storm. Storm turns away. Getting on top of the CC. Can he focus down? Can he force a cancel? Looks like he can. Oh. There's a cancellation. He tells cancel. There's still, what, 3 storms available. 1 storm lands. Massive storm on the Vikings. At the same time, Prism gets into the main base. 9 SCVs go down. If ByuN was distracted, so will we. 10 SCV kills. And MaxPax, he trades well. He trades well here, storming the army, coming in from behind, getting into the mineral line. So far, so good. ByuN is still being active. He's trying to break out. At the same time, trying to claim his own 4th expansion. Remember, it was cancelled. It was a very intense back and forth. So we attempt to posture. There's that 4th CC. And once again, the goal for MaxPax should be to delay that 4th base. Delay the expansion. Try to punish ByuN. ByuN, he's got a decent Viking count. He's got 6 ghosts. We'll see if he can land those EMPs. Oh, does. Oh my god. Does land them. Yeah, the High Templar did clump, but massive EMP covering everything. And no more storms. No more storms. Colossus is going to be going down one after the other. ByuN, he does reset the High Templar count at least. All the splash damage. And ByuN should expand. There's still Archons left over. MaxPax was so quick to morph them in after losing the High Templar. DMP happened, then bam! Morphed in the Archons. MaxPax still does hold his own. But that was a better fight for ByuN. It's a better fight. There were 0 storms. Safari Kite's back. Kite's away. Catching out some of the zealots. ByuN overextending a little bit here. He's got to be careful. Does in a couple of EMPs. This time the High Templar, they split. Nice split, nice spread. And ByuN is losing too much. Yeah, he's losing too much here. Now there's, what, 6 High Templars zoning him away. Planetary is exposed, and it's going to go down. Yeah, takes down the planetary, takes down the mineral line, and ByuN is being broken. Another storm in the mineral line as well. His economy is being crippled. Colossus, they rally in. Oh. They rally into their deaths. Nice EMP. Army clumped. MaxPax, he panicked. He panicked with the army. Clumped everything up. But despite that, it's fine. He can make mistakes. Yeah, he can make these mistakes here. It looks like Immortals are going down, and ByuN, he does fight as best he can. He does trade as best he can, but it's still a numbers game. And GG gets called. GG gets called. ByuN has nothing left, and MaxPax takes game number 1. GG. Whew. GG, well played. MaxPax does take a lead in the series. Again, ByuN, he was able to take the better fight, able to take the better engagement. Despite that, though, MaxPax, he was so quick to morph in those Archons to maintain that army, maintain that position. And ByuN, he couldn't afford these trades, despite getting his 4th base eventually up and running. It took so long. Couldn't sustain his losses, could not keep up, and eventually ByuN, he just ran out of steam. GG. GG, well played. MaxPax barely does overwhelm. And now we're loading into game number 2. We'll see if MaxPax can extend his lead. We'll see if ByuN can bounce back. We're loading into 10,000 feet. Whew, let's go. Felt so close even with EMP. So without, MaxPax would have won hard. Yes, of course. But as I mentioned, like, it wasn't just that MaxPax got everything EMP'd. He was so quick to, once he got EMP'd, to morph in the Archons, and they actually were impactful in that fight to maintain that army, to maintain that position. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Spawning in the bottom right hand corner of 10,000 feet, we have the Danish Protoss player. We have the blue Protoss representing Sidestorm Gaming, leading the series 1-0. It is MaxPax. And spawning in the top left-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the South Korean Terran player. We have the red Terran representing Shopify. It is ByuN. Let's go. Let us go, as ByuN does send out the SCV, and the goal here should be to eBay block. It's very common to eBay block here on 10,000 feet. So the reasoning for this is because the other natural base options at the 3rd locations are very open, they're very exposed, they're very accessible, and ByuN may be able to all in. As here comes the block. eBay's thrown down. MaxPax does probe scout across the map, and MaxPax, he will check the low ground, but is this too late? Yeah, he moves down, does spot the eBay, and it is too late. Yeah, it's too late at this point. MaxPax forces to take the unnatural. Naturally expands in the center of the map. ByuN is hit block. Oh, Jesus. Almost does block. Almost. That was close. And again, now MaxPax is forced into a more awkward position. I mean, kind of. Like, this base is situated in such a way where it can defend the entrance into the main. So MaxPax, if he can hold on to this forward location, he'll be fine. Meanwhile, ByuN going for the CC on the high ground is expanding. So Max expand out of ByuN. This can lead into a heavy 2-base all-in, and do you see what I see? Second Rax. Okay, second Rax is on the way. Now we have a couple of options here. Technically, this can lead into a 3CC 3 Rax build. Otherwise, this can lead into a 3 Rax stim timing, or even into a 4 Rax 2-base all-in. But hyper aggression out of ByuN. Yep, there it is. 3rd Rax has been thrown down. We're going for the sim timing. So the goal here is for ByuN to try to punish MaxPax and to break this otherwise exposed location. We'll see if he can. So cheeky moves out of ByuN. It's going to be on MaxPax to scout and to determine what's going on. Currently, MaxPax has no idea. He has no idea. Back at him, going for the Twilight Council opener. Going for the Council. Getting into Blink. Oh, it's going to be Concussive Shell first, actually. Okay, interesting. No shot it goes like Concussive Shell into Combat Shields. No shot. But if you notice, intentionally ByuN, he's going to be keeping his Marines back. We'll see if he reveals a Marauder. That would be a sign, that'd be a tell. ByuN does move down to the low ground. It's still on MaxPax to confirm. For all he knows, it could be 3CC 3 Rax, it could be a 2-on-1, it could be a 3 Rax itself, it could be a 4 Rax. Does at least confirm the Marine count. Does confirm the ByuN. Doesn't quite get into the main though. And behind this, how many Stalkers? 3. So 3-gate blink out of MaxPax. Alongside the Robo as well. Relatively safe play out of our Protoss player. Here comes the move out. Here comes ByuN. He's pushing pre-stim though. It is a very ByuN move out. Stim is not yet done. He's hoping to catch out any stray units.
I am here in the shadows.
Tetral's picked off. ByuN's still waiting for Stim.
Research complete.
MaxPax has blink. Does blink away. So far, losing one Stalker. Yeah, but a miscontrol out of MaxPax. Stalker goes down. But so far, just peeking away at the Marines. Stim is not done. Guess they're losing another Stalker once again. Miscontrol. Second Stalker forwards. Boys are being pulled, and every probe here is going to go down. Losing up to 6 probe kills already. Army Stims in. And we're down to what? 3 Stalkers. Oh my god. Yeah, despite the juggling here, Stalkers are getting picked off one after the other. And ByuN, he's doing it. He has broken MaxPax. Getting us off the pylon, denies the warp in, depowers the robo, and MaxPax, he has been broken. Again, he didn't know what was going on. He was not aware of the build. Likewise, he had miscontrol here when it came to defending. Does repower the robo with the prism though. Okay. Nice moves. Repowers the robo, gets his first immortal out. MaxPax, he's holding. He's holding on. Again, quick thinking out of MaxPax to repower that robo. To get that immortal out. Otherwise, that would have been game then and there. ByuN still has the advantage, still has the lead. And we'll see if he can close it out. See if he can close it out. ByuN throwing a dive, does him in. Once again going for the robo, the second immortal does pop. Yeah, he's got 2 immortals, robo does fall. But the army is overstimmed. Yeah, ByuN has to get the hell out of here. Has to pull away. Now, can MaxPax recover? I mean, he has no third. He has no third base. ByuN is getting his own third on location. Again, ByuN is ahead economically, quite far ahead actually. ByuN is maintaining that momentum, that aggression. Still reinforcing. Fun fact, all this was done without medevacs, of course. That's what a 3-vax is. That's why the army is still very low. Medevacs are finally on the way. Nice counterattack here by MaxPax. Delays the 3rd CC. ByuN's moving in. Again, he has to be very careful with those stims. But ByuN, he might just be able to overwhelm this. It's risky. Said he pulls back. Finally, medevacs have arrived. He can heal up. And without any splash damage, oh, jeez, move command. MaxPax does move command in, losing one of the Stalkers. And without splash damage, ByuN, he should overwhelm. Yeah, there's no storm. There's no storm. Gets one, gets both immortals. All the zealots, all the charge lots. GG gets called, and ByuN, he ties up the series 1-1. GG. Whew. GG, well played. ByuN does tie this up. Again, MaxPax, he was unaware as to the build of choice. He did not know how aggressive ByuN was being. He failed to scout the main base. And on top of that, MaxPax also was struggling when it came to the control. He did miscontrol his army. He lost 2, 3, 4 Stalkers. Despite having Blink and the Warp Prism, he wasn't quite able to preserve those units. And ByuN was able to break through, cripple the economy. GG. Sure, MaxPax, he did repower his robo and barely held on and barely survived. He was just so far behind. And in the end, ByuN did close it out. And we have a series. We have a back and forth. Let's go. Let us go. Bearing in mind that before all of this, one of the reasons why this timing hit so hard and why it was so difficult for MaxPax to defend was also because of the expansion location. Remember, the eBay block at the beginning did force MaxPax to expose himself. So he was more exposed due to that expansion, but here we go. Spawning in the top right-hand corner of the Old Republic, we have the Danish Protoss player, the blue Protoss for System Gaming, being forced into a tied series. It is MaxPax. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the Red Terran from South Korea representing Shopify. It is ByuN. Here we go. Whew. There goes the players are going to be opening up. And welcome to another one of our larger maps. Welcome to the Old Republic. Larger map in the map pool, longer rushes to spy ground. The fourth base is a little more accessible, is a little more open, is a little more vulnerable, and that is most likely going to be a factor coming into a longer and later game. But we'll see if either player is more aggressive than that. Again, last game, ByuN did go for a 3-racks. We'll see if he goes for something equally as aggressive. Hello. Meanwhile, a big shout out to Luis GGG. Baby guy. Luis. Gracias, baby. Gracias. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for the raid. Hope you had a great stream. Hope you had a great ladder session. Hope you had a great time. Gracias. Thank you. Thank you so much. Luis. Welcome one and all. If you're tuning in, this is the grand finals here of the WardiTV Monday. The finals between MaxPax and ByuN. This is a best of 5 because it is the finals. And so far, we're in game 3. We're in game 3. We've had a bit of a back and forth. Game 1, MaxPax was looking much more dominant on Winter Madness in a more standard mid-game, able to punish and break ByuN on 3 and then 4 bases, as ByuN struggled to get into a longer macro game. Game 2 was on 10,000 feet, and ByuN essentially went for a very strong 2-base timing, borderline 2-base all-in, went for a 3-rack stim timing, was able to break MaxPax and overwhelm, and now we're here in game number 3. So far, racks expand, economic opener, ByuN does hide his racks, and MaxPax doesn't find it, but he does see the follow-up. There we go, he confirms the factory and the CC. MaxPax, he knows that more or less it is a standard build. Ooh, but he was forced to make the Zealots. Okay, so nice overreaction. Actually, MaxPax here going for the gate expand into Cybercore before, gate Cybercore into Stargate before expansion. Very committed play here. MaxPax, he fell for it. He fell for it. He believed it was an all-in. He believed it was a proxy, and MaxPax, he overreacted. He overdefended. The Zealot is away, so the base is late. The pressure is on MaxPax. Pressure is on. And that's one of the reasons why he's going for the Stargate. He's opening up Oracle to try to get some economic damage. As MaxPax is behind. Zealot is revealed. ByuN should be feeling good about this. As the Tech Lab is finishing up and ByuN is working towards his Cyclone. Cyclone is on the way. As long as ByuN is careful, he should not lose that Reaper. Just avoiding the Adept. Marines poke in. Adept does manage to shade and may be able to get some scouting information. Oh, Reaper gets caught out. Reaper does get caught. Miscontrol there by ByuN. Did overextend. Losing Marines, losing a little bit too much here. The Cyclone will clean this up, but some heavy losses here for ByuN. Even the Tech Lab catching fire. Oh, can he kill it? Barely not. Barely does. Oh my god. Barely does take down the Tech Lab. Yeah, some brutal losses early on here. ByuN bleeding out his Reaper, his Marines, his Tech Lab. Without that Reaper, that means that ByuN, he won't get across the map. He does not scout. He's not aware of the Stargate. Now, I assumed it was going to be Oracle, but no, MaxPax is building up his Phoenixes. He's building up that Phoenix count. Preparing back at home. Hoping to catch it and kind of drop play. Speaking of, ByuN is preparing his drop. And ByuN, he is pressured to move out. He is pressured. He's got his Cyclone, he's got his Widowmine. And the goal here for MaxPax is to lure the drop in and then lift the Cyclone. Lift the units, shut it down, clean it up. Go. Cyclone drop in towards the natural. Phoenixes are revealed. Cashing out the Cyclone. And that's just a free Cyclone here for MaxPax. Catching out the Cyclone. Now chasing down the Medevac as well. Medevac will not get away. And that Widowmine is still in the center. Did not go in. But already a strong start for MaxPax, punishing the Medivac, the Cyclone, the attempted harass. Behind this going Phoenix Colossus, okay, going old school. The Colossus are coming. And MaxPax, he's gained map control. Now it's map control, ByuN is stuck at home, losing 1, 2, 3, 4 SCVs. Critical damage here, 5 workers go down, and MaxPax doesn't lose a single Phoenix. And again, the goal for MaxPax is just contain. Just contain the Terran. Keep ByuN on 2 bases. ByuN rushing into Stim. I believe without tanks. Yeah, he's got 1. Okay, 1 tank. Once he realized it was Stargate, of course, he realized he didn't need them. Third CC is much faster here for ByuN. So a faster third CC. And we'll see if he can claim it. We'll see if he can. MaxPax getting eyes on Stim. Getting eyes on the upgrades. Doesn't quite see the timing of the third CC, so he's not fully aware of as to how greedy ByuN is being. Yeah, he's not fully aware. Likewise, didn't see the timing of the Raxes either. Didn't quite confirm. Just building it with Colossi. I mean, more than anything, MaxPax just has to get an eye on the timing of the third. And ideally try to punish. As he's building up to a second Colossus. Charge, extend thermal lance, +1. And again, we'll see if ByuN can expand. That's what this is going to come down to. Like for now, he's just turtling up. Here comes a third. Now floating over. Phoenixes are moving in. And we'll see how MaxPax reacts. As he's now setting up his own fourth. MaxPax, he pokes in. Spots the army. Spots the third CC as well. MaxPax is now aware. Behind this late fourth. Throwing down his tech instead, going for earlier storm. Does get a handful of SCVs, not bad. Catching out 3 SCVs, MaxPax expanding towards ByuN instead. Does expand forward. Here comes the main army. Again, as we mentioned, when ByuN does claim his third base, that will trigger MaxPax. Does force him to move out. And we'll see if MaxPax can break the third. He's got his War Prism, he's got 3 Colossus. There's only 1 defensive tank, and with a good amount of Zealots, MaxPax, he can break this. No. Remember, he can lift. He can lift the tank. He can charge in. I don't think that ByuN quite has enough here. I mean, he can try to flank, though. True. Going for the dive. Tank is lifted. Marines, they run into the Colossus. Marines, they run into the Colossus. Colossus, they just go to town here on the bio. And now there's only Marauders. Zealots, they trade well here. They zone back the Marauders, and MaxPax, he has broken the expansion. Takes down the third base. GG gets called, and MaxPax, he will take a 2-1 lead in the series. GG. Whew. GG, well played. Again, MaxPax having a very strong early game, able to catch out the Medivac, able to catch out the Cyclones, and ByuN was not fully aware as to what the follow-up was going to be. MaxPax freely just taking up into Colossus as quickly as possible. 3 Colossus moving out, and as we saw, there was no defensive setup there to try to hold on. He had 1 tank, a handful of bio, the Marines that went down instantly to the Colossus. GG. GG, well played. MaxPax does take a lead here, and now we're getting to game number 4. Let's go. And again, MaxPax, he wasn't all in. He was getting a 4th base. He was working on Storm behind this as well. Was able to snowball out of control. Here we go. We're getting into our next game and spawning in the top right-hand corner of Tourmaline. He's one game away from claiming this series and becoming the WardiTV Monday number 74 champion. One more is all he needs for Sidestorm Gaming. It is MaxPax. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the South Korean Terran player. We have the red Terran representing Shopify. It is ByuN. Again, just a really rough early game there by ByuN in game number 3. Where he was just, his aggression was shut down, his scouting was limited, was contained, bleeding out his CVs. And by the time he expanded, he just got completely shut down. Again, just a very comfortable game out of MaxPax. But now we're loading into Tourmaline. Tourmaline is one of the smaller maps in the map pool. And hey, last time we were on a small map, like 10,000 feet, ByuN was able to pull off some aggression and catch MaxPax with his pants down. We'll see if we can do it again. We're expecting aggression here by ByuN. We're expecting aggression. So far, single gas opener. ByuN is going for a faster command center. More of an economic start out of ByuN. From the side of MaxPax, due to the size of the map, we should be seeing Blink. We might even see 4-gate Blink again. True. Might see 4-gate Blink Stalkers. Oh. As MaxPax being as annoying as possible, delaying the expansion by a couple of seconds. From here, we are going to be setting up. We're setting up. We have ByuN going for his own factory follow-up. So we were expecting a second Rax, but no, it's going to be a factory instead. Further back, so no add-on swap into Tech Lab, into Starport. From here, we can go into Banshee play. We'll keep an eye on ByuN. As he's reactoring out Marines. Meanwhile, MaxPax going for his tech of choice. It's going to be a Blink Stalkers or going to be the Twilight Council. Twilight Council into Blink, most likely. And we'll see where ByuN takes us. So far, just keeping up with the adepts. One does come into the shade. A bit of a mistake here by MaxPax. First adept is going to go down. A bit of a slip up. That does mean that MaxPax has less to threaten the mineral line. Less to threaten the bases. And let's get out of here. Has to back off behind this. Do you see how many gateways? 4 gates. Let's go. Let's go. We brought this up earlier, but 4-gate Blink is the build of choice for MaxPax. Hyper aggression out of our Protoss player. I mean, what better way to meet aggression with aggression of your own? ByuN, he himself is going into his own Cloak Banshee. I'm getting deja vu. We saw something similar last time. As ByuN is looking to move out. MaxPax already has the Robo, so he has access to detection. It's going to be the Prism first, in towards observers. And it's going to be a tough hold for ByuN. It's going to be difficult. Again, we had a very similar scenario last time we had this. Last time MaxPax went for the 4-gate Blink. Earlier in this series. As MaxPax moves out, so does the Banshee. MaxPax can warp in 4 Stalkers at a time. Gets a Marine. Here come the Stalkers. Tank into position. Stalkers do blink away. No range damage yet. ByuN is now aware. I mean, he did delay his bunker, so bunker is delayed. Main base is looking more exposed. MaxPax does he go for the dive? He does want to. Gets in. Yeah, one tank goes down. No more tanks left. Marines, they punish. They get one. They get two Stalkers. Yeah, decent punish here. Cyclone does force us back. Banshee does hit the natural. And MaxPax, he does react. No observer, though. No detection. Yeah, MaxPax is forced back home. There's the recall. ByuN does defend. And ByuN holds. Whew. ByuN, he does hold on. And then was able to catch 3 Stalkers for the tank. Not a bad trade for ByuN. MaxPax, he does not turn around though. He's still being active. He needs to be. Remember, he went 4-gate blink. He needs more damage. Bypassing the main army. Oof. Forced back there. He was trying to go into the main base. He's denied. ByuN is holding. ByuN is holding on. Does with the prism. Oh, prism barely does get away. Oh, a bit of miscontrol because they do dive in. They get one of the tanks. Yeah, not quite worth it. No, oh god. Not quite worth it. Heavy losses from MaxPax. And ByuN is stumbling out of control. He's going for the counterattack. MaxPax, he falls behind. Again, he fails to get damage on with the 4-gate blink. And ByuN is pushing. ByuN is going for the kill. He's going for the throat. MaxPax is in danger. He's in trouble. Force the blink further away. ByuN defending his main. So he does break out across the map. Again, ByuN is committed. There is going to be a defensive immortal. Shields are triggered. Nice focus right with the Banshees. Triggers the shields. Depowers the robo. MaxPax setting up for the surround. Yes, coming in for the surround. And MaxPax, he might be able to clean this up. It's going to be close. Charge is about to finish. And here come the Zealots. Just a handful of them. Handful of Zealots on the way. Collapsing on the army. ByuN, he will lose everything. And he overextended. Yeah, ByuN, he did overextend. He does focus down, what, another 2, maybe 3 more Stalkers. But that was an expensive loss for ByuN. And now ByuN, how does he expect to defend his third? He's getting his third CC. MaxPax takes map control away from ByuN. And MaxPax does not need to push in, by the way. He does not have to push into the natural. We just calm down. Hit the third. He's going for it. He's going for it. Max gets defense attack at home. Oh. Let's also jump into the mineral line. Trying to force friendly fire. Banshees, they get caught out. Losing both Banshees. MaxPax does defend. And again, MaxPax, he has no need to push in. He does not have to push in. Just wait for ByuN to expand. Wait for ByuN to come to you. As ByuN is working on his ghosts, making 3 ghosts at a time. The academy, of course, is done. And I do like this from ByuN. He does slip out. Slips by with a drop. The best way for ByuN to expand should be to force a recall or force back the army to cause a distraction. Without it, it's going to be difficult. MaxPax does break in. And behind this, MaxPax going for everything. Storm is on the way and Colossus. So Zelda get into the main. SCVs are going down. He wants that ghost. Doesn't get it. Ghost survives. Stalkers, they dive in. They get a tank. They get 1. They get 2. Oof. 2 tanks go down. That means the third base is even weaker. Third base is denied. Not like this. Drop does have potential. Sims into the mineral line. MaxPax, I believe he just warped in. Forced a recall. It's gonna be 7 probes, not bad. 7 probes go down. MaxPax, everything turns around. Oh. And ByuN claims his third. As we mentioned, like, the purpose of this drop here wasn't really for damage. Killed 7 probes, which is amazing, but he forced the recall. He forced the recall back home. ByuN successfully expands. ByuN is still in this. Still in this. The MVP drop. Okay, the first big hurdle. Gets his third. Next will be the fourth. Speaking of, MaxPax on full 4-base saturation. Should be working in his 5th base, throwing down his pylons. Setting up. And the game is slowing down. Okay, the game is slowing down. Despite that, ByuN's still bleeding out a couple of SCVs. And shaky defense back at home. Shaky, shaky. So the 6 SCVs falling. Behind this, MaxPax making 2 Colossus at a time. He's got plenty of High Templar. He's got 6 Templar, plenty of Storms. John is being active. Oh, Storm does zone. How many Vikings do we have? 4. Only 4 Vikings. Second Star Push is now on the way. Yeah, ByuN's anti-air is looking... It's not looking ideal. ByuN's got to be careful. I'm loving the landed... He delays the 5th. Delays the Nexus. Let's go. Shout out to the landed Viking. Sorry, the landed factory. The landed factory harass. Let's go. As the base was delayed. ByuN claiming his 4th. A big moment here for ByuN. MaxPax, he's maxed out. He wants that 4th base. He's moving in. Blinks forward. He's got his 4 Colossus. Storms are coming in as well. Lands 1 EMP. High Templar, they do split. Another EMP lands. There's still, what, 2 more Storms available. Storm mainly zones. No major connections. Another Storm is coming in. And the CC is exposed. Yeah, the command center taking a lot of hits, a lot of damage. There's still 1 more Storm on the SCVs. 11 SCV kills. But I believe that was every Storm. That was almost every Storm. There's still 1 Storm left. MaxPax, he pulls away, reinforces. There's the NG overcharge. He's got more Storms available. He's got the Storms. He's again moving in. EMP lands on the Colossus. EMP does catch 1 Eye Templar. Storm's still pushing forward. Nice EMPs. Okay, let's go. Takes out the Colossus. Gets 1, 2, almost gets 3. Very close fight. Better EMPs here for ByuN. And ByuN expands. Okay, that was all to fight for the 4th base. ByuN, he maintains the 4th, which means ByuN can max out. Big power spike for ByuN. He does split up his army. Ooh, does take a massive storm to the face. Oh wait, he stands in the He stands in the storms. Crazy damage. ByuN, calm down. Ay, ay, ay. Took the storm to the face, Bappy. Depowers the warp in, denies the warp in even. But MaxPax does defend. Here we're getting intense. Catching out one of the Metamax. Again, MaxPax is holding. Building up to still only 6 Vikings, but does get the Colossus, not bad. Yeah, one Colossus goes down. Again, we're lacking storms. Just now coming in. Just now does zone. Still just maintaining his army. A lot of this is coming down to the EMPs. Can they keep landing? Speaking of High Templar, they clumped up. Oh! EMP does graze the army. Does go for the dive, diving on the High Templar, and with that ByuN, he does force a morph in, forcing out the Archons. But what about the ground army? Oh my god, ByuN, he was too fixated. Oh no! ByuN, he committed so much to sniping those High Templar, and he got them. Like, he got the High Templar, but it cost him everything. Ooh, big recall. Drop does force a recall. MaxPax gaining ground. ByuN is going to be careful. It's going to nice EMPs on the Zealots this time. On the charge lots, boys are being pulled. Yeah, massive Archon shots in the SCVs. Colossus lagging behind, only one Colossus. And there's no storm. Yeah, there's no storm. With that, ByuN, he should hold on. No storm to worry about. Drop across the map is going to be dealt with. We're getting messy. MaxPax throwing away Immortals. Throwing away Immortals. ByuN does hold on, but did lose a lot of SCVs here at the third. The economy is lackluster. Likewise, MaxPax did lose all the High Templar and the Colossus, so it will take a long time to rebuild. ByuN has some breathing room, and he's getting a 5th expansion. Okay. Getting a 5th base. Now, because these engagements have been so tight and so close, ByuN hasn't had any spare resources to throw down any stack defense, right? So we have limited towers, sensor towers, missile turrets, depots, bunkers, SimCity, planetaries. These bases are very bare bones. They're very exposed. They're very vulnerable. MaxPax is he's already maxed out. He had the bank to work with, of course. ByuN is struggling to hold on. Again, these are very clutch holds. These are very clutch defenses that ByuN has been having. EMPs come in. Decent EMP on the Colossus. High Templar, they pull away. We have one Templar in the mix, coming with a storm. Does land. Does zone. Ooh, nice EMP. Catching out one of the Templar. And catching another. Oh my god. Yeah, the final storm lands. The CC is under fire. And another storm is coming in. Force him out the ghost. The ghost, they're so low. They're so low on HP. And ByuN is breaking through. MaxPax is breaking through. Take something. The SCVs, no, the SCVs are rallying in. Get out of here. Get the workers out of here. As the storms, they just keep coming. Storm on the Vikings. Yeah, storm lands, Archons, they push forward. Massive storm on the goes. Yeah, storms are brutal, but there are no more Colossus. Army sims in. He rushes through the storms. And ByuN holds. ByuN, he holds, he shuts us down. Did cost him every single SCV. That's 22 SCVs going down. Oh, you can see the panic. Bit of a miss rally here from MaxPax, so he pulls away. Pulls away in time. You see how battered this army is. Massive. Oh god, he takes it. He takes the storm to the face. One more storm, papi. That's all he needs. ByuN, calm down. Calm down, papi. Yeah, he pulls back in. The economy is still stifled for ByuN. MaxPax, he's already remaxed. He's already built up. He has how many? 6 High Templar. 6 Templar. At least 6 storms. ByuN has to regroup. He has to reheal. He has to heal up his army. Medevacs are running out of energy. He cannot top up his army. And MaxPax is coming. Now, the other scary thing, and if you notice the Viking count has been getting lower and lower. So only 5 Vikings against 4 Colossus. ByuN has to be careful. Once again, pulls away. There's 6 High Templar. No attempt with the main army though. Yeah, MaxPax has to be careful. Slowly pushing forward. Did I say forward? There's 5 Colossus. It's a lot of Colossi. Against 6 Vikings. Almost 1-to-1. The laser is badly. Who needs Storm? Oh, does catch one. Nice EMP. Nice EMP. One Colossus goes down. Gets a second. How about running out of Vikings? Yeah, running out of Vikings here. There's 2 Vikings left. Straight down to 4. Colossus tied up here on the CC. Another Storm. Does land. Vikings getting picked off. Down to how many? 2 Vikings left. Only 2 Vikings, and MaxPax is doing it. He's breaking through. The army's just heavily overstimmed. Just kind of heal up. The base goes down. Massive Storm. And the Storms, they cover everything. MaxPax, he has done. He has broken ByuN. We will not have an ace match. No game 5. GG gets called, and MaxPax will claim the series 3-1, becoming the WardiTV Mondays 74 champion. GG. Whew. GG, well played. MaxPax does claim the series again. A very, very tight and very tough holds there for ByuN. As we were emphasizing, yes, ByuN, he was surviving, and he fought so hard for his 3rd base. He fought so hard for his 4th base. He fought hard for his 5th base as well. But even though he was able to expand and maintain himself, every time he was losing 10 plus SCVs, he was bleeding out his army. He could not build up any stacked defense, so his position was quite weak. He had a very weak position at all of his expansions. Typically, we expect sensor towers, missile turrets, depots, bunkers, other planetaries, other CCs to choke up the army. None of that was there because ByuN couldn't afford it. He could not afford it. He could not stabilize. It was a very intense, like 10 minutes there for ByuN, where he was barely hanging on by a thread. And GG, well played. We had some impressive engagements, impressive EMPs there by ByuN. MaxPax likewise did a great job when it came to splitting up his High Templar and always and trying to avoid them clumping. As I tried to, there were a couple of moments where he did clump up and he was punished for it, but they were few and far between. They did happen previously more often in the series, less so in this final game. Oh, less so in this game. But with that, GG, well played. Congratulations to MaxPax, and again, a shout out to ByuN for making a series out of this. And again, a very, very intense final game here for ByuN as well, fighting his heart out, trying to hold on, trying to survive, trying to expand. Very close, very clutch. GG, well played. Yeah. Just catching up, catching up. But GG well played with that. Congratulations to MaxPax, and a shout out to ByuN for making it to the grand finals, of course, making it to the finals, making a series out of it here with MaxPax as well. Did see a lot of aggression out of ByuN and aggression out of MaxPax alongside him. Remember that this game did begin with MaxPax going for Gateblink Stalker and failing to do damage. We had that back and forth. If you remember, ByuN initially had the better early game. He had momentum, and then he overextended. That's when he pushed across the map and he got his tanks and marines surrounded. He lost everything. He lost momentum. He lost that lead. And then we had that back and forth. But GG. With that, we are going to be wrapping up here for the evening. Just catching up on the bracket itself, catching up on our matches. Here we go. We just wrapped up with our evening broadcast. We were live this morning with the Patch Clash, with the Patch Clash Showdown. Meanwhile, we just wrapped up with the WardiTV Monday. Tomorrow, we're going to be live with the OSC Elite Rising Star tournaments. That's going to be a lot of matches, by the way, a lot of StarCraft. Wednesday and Thursday, we have Pegasus Cup. We have the Podcast on Thursday as well. That is our weekly podcast, our weekly talk show of all things StarCraft. We have StarCraft Evolution on Friday. We have Code for Giants Cup on Saturday and Sunday. And of course, we have MSO and STC over the weekend. Now, if you look at this schedule, we are casting more or less twice a day, every day. Wednesday evening, we have another unannounced tournament. Soon to be announced, but we have another cast on Wednesday evening. Get hyped, get excited. It's going to be a very fun one with all the best players involved, might I add. So best of luck to that. Best of luck for that event. But most likely will not be on Twitch. We'll be on another streaming platform instead. But do look forward to it. As we are getting ready here for the soon-to-be Wednesday event. And again, plenty of other StarCraft, plenty of other tournaments. If you enjoyed the cast, if you enjoyed the games, then do consider checking us out over on YouTube! YouTube in the chat or socials. We are live on a daily basis here on Twitch, YouTube, Facebook, and Kick. We're live on all 4 platforms, so you can follow us on the CranKy Ducklings. Likewise, we post every day whenever we go live over on our Discord, on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, all things CranKy Ducklings. We're live every single day. We have the quantity and we have a little bit of the quality. True. But again, it's a very intense week of StarCraft. Again, we're catching up on all these otherwise missed events with StarCraft Evolution, with Euthermal's 2v2 circuits, with Code for Giants Cup, with Amantes of StarCraft as well. We are almost completely caught up. I want to say like mid-March. Mid-March, we should be caught up, and then we can slow things down as we get into the playoffs of RSL. We'll get there. We'll get there, and eventually into Star Zagora, which is a little bit later in the year. Is going to be later in the year. It was just announced this morning. Oh, there you go. Oh, hey, we can talk about it. But yes, what are we going to be casting? The GSL CK and GSL. Sorry, I should say GSL CK. GSL CK is going to be this weekend. Oh, sorry, this week is going to be this Wednesday. So shout out to Kuro for letting us know. But yes, it has now been announced. There is a GSL event happening on Wednesday. It's going to be taking place on March the 11th and on March the 18th. And we'll be covering it. And again, we'll be covering it over on... We'll be covering it over on Soup, over on the official like GSL platform, not here on Twitch. Not on Twitch, but over on Soup. Oh, looks like Trigger's going to be streaming as well. Let's go. Let us go. But yeah, it's going to be a Team League tournament, for those that are curious. Team League tournament, again, the details have already been released, but we have two team captains. We have Maru and Hero, best Terran and Protoss player in South Korea, so it is fitting. But we have Hero and Maru. They're both going to be drafting their teams, drafting their formats. It says here, the two captains will build their rosters by selecting teammates through a snake draft format. There you go. And those are going to be the GSL players, of course. So GSL players are going to be competing. They're going to be facing off, split into two teams, split into Maru versus Hero. Let's go, baby. Let's go. So it is going to be a Pro League format. Pro League format event. We'll be casting it, of course. We'll be casting it. Oh, and it looks like a bunch of players are going to be streaming their POVs as well. Let's go. Let's go, baby, let's go. But yeah, really fun event. I think a lot of people were waiting for something from GSL, and this isn't like a GSL proper season, but it's a nice fun event happening kind of like during the off season. It's really cool to see. But yes, we'll be updating the schedule with the GSL stream on Wednesday. We'll be all over it, baby. All over it. But otherwise, thanks for watching. Thanks for tuning in. Again, we'll see you guys tomorrow morning. That'll be in around 12 hours time with the OSC Elite Rising Star tournaments. And likewise, we'll see you guys on Wednesday with some GSL action. With GSL, baby. Aye, aye, aye. We will be there. Otherwise, thanks for watching, thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you guys next time. Otherwise, again, you can support us via following us on all the platforms. YouTube is the place to be. We do upload and stream to YouTube on a daily basis, and even though we won't be able to cast the GSL event on Twitch or YouTube, it's going to be over on Soup. We will be hosting the VODs on YouTube and most likely restreaming the broadcast here on Twitch as well at a later time, at a later date. We might have to reschedule, actually, like move some things around. We'll figure it out. But otherwise, thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys next time. Ciao, bye, ciao. See you next time. Hasta luego.